Ilyasova inbounds. Middleton, step back. Yes! 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 For the tie!
The Los Angeles Lakers just won their 17th franchise title. Congrats to LeBron and AD on a well-deserved ring. Another team that had the same title aspirations coming to the year was the Milwaukee Bucks, and they just without a doubt had one of the most disappointing seasons. This was their year. Brooklyn was unhealthy with KD being out. The Celtics were still young. The Raptors had just lost a top 3 player in the league in Kawhi Leonard. In the Heat, no one saw the Heat coming. This was by far one of the easiest paths to the finals possible. Other than Giannis, there was one top 10 player in the East, and that was Joel Embiid. Despite all of this, they lost in 5 to the Heat, and their one win was without their best player, Giannis. So, how can the Bucks turn this around and win the 21 championship? It starts with the offseason. The most common trade scenario I've seen is Chris Paul, and this would in theory be great. Chris Paul is a second option to Giannis, who averages 18 points and can facilitate and run the offense, and if Middleton has it going on any given night, Chris Paul would be a great third option. Not to mention Chris Paul plays great defense, so he's not a defensive liability. But Chris Paul's making $40 million a year. The Bucks don't really have cap space for that. I've messed around with this trade on the ESPN trade machine, and the only way to match up the salaries would be to give up Brook Lopez. I'm not sure the Bucks want to give up their centerpiece of their defensive scheme. They always funnel opposing players to Brook Lopez, and with his great shot blocking, he can affect their shots if he doesn't get a hand on it. Not to mention, I'm not sure if the Thunder would accept Eric Bledsoe and Brook Lopez for CP3 when I'm sure they could get more from, say, the Knicks or the Bulls. Although that trade fits pretty well on paper, I don't think it's smart or even possible for the Bucks to do. A smarter trade, and probably the best possible trade in my opinion, would be Victor Oladipo. There have been rumors of him wanting out of Indiana. If they do decide to move away from him, a combination of Eric Bledsoe and salary and 2 first-round picks would probably be enough to get him. He would be a great fit next to Giannis, as he can space the floor. He can run the offense when Giannis is on the bench. He can go get a bucket when they need a bucket late games, which Chris Middleton has been unable to do. Other free agent acquisitions I'll make if I were the Bucks would be adding Goran Dragic. They'd have to move Ilyasova's salary away, maybe a sign and trade or something like that. But Goran played really well for the Heat these playoffs, and they are trying to keep enough salary for the 2021 offseason in order to try to get Giannis or a Kawhi Leonard, so they might not be willing to give Goran a long-term contract. Also, I would suggest Jeff Green, who shot the ball really well with the Rockets and played some okay defense, and you could probably get him for the veterans minimum. And also, they had to make sure to re-sign and bring back Kyle Korver, as he's a key shooter, and although he plays iffy defense, his shooting definitely makes up for it. Other than that, Giannis definitely needs to improve his game. I would suggest focusing on his post game. Obviously, shooting and his handles need some work, but I think if he could get a nice set of post moves, then late in games in the playoffs when they need a bucket, he could just post up and get a bucket, since I don't think he'll be taking a pull-up mid-rangers or pull-up threes anytime soon. Also, Chris Middleton definitely needs to step up and improve his scoring. He needs to become a reliable second option who can get a bucket no matter who's on him, no matter the time. Coaching wise, it looks like they will be bringing Coach Bud back next year. he just needs to be better. He needs to make some end-game changes. He should not just stick with his scheme as he has done. I would suggest playing small ball in the playoffs with Giannis at the 5, which would allow them to switch pretty much 1 through 5 and push the ball in transition even faster. The East is only going to get better next year with the Celtics getting older, Jason Tatum getting better, and Jaylen Brown getting better. The Nets coming back healthy with KD and Kyrie. The Pacers getting healthy with Domantas Sabonis being back. The 76ers getting a new coach in Doc Rivers and getting a healthy Ben Simmons back. The Heat will get more mature with Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo getting better. The Raptors will be back healthy with whoever they add in free agency. I think a starting lineup with Goran Dragic, Victor Oladipo, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, with Kyle Korver, Jeff Green, George Hill coming off the bench, that could push the Bucks over the top and could win them the 2021 championship. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and hitting the subscribe button, as it would really mean a lot to me, and I'll see you guys next time.